I thought it would allow me to do something first, but no, it just starts.
Part-time receptionist.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a part-time receptionist. Say it to the camera.
Female.
No, they just won't hire him for that one.
Say it to the camera.
That would be hurtful. Hey.
Yeah, hi. Is that her little? All right. Well, I was not expecting that, and there's the notification and everything. What?
You said project manager, but wasn't there one?
They're gonna do girls are gonna girl. Ow! I got flipped off. We can't show that. We can't show that on YouTube. You'll get kicked off nowadays. Demonetized, everything. Okay. No joke. No, nobody laughed. It's fine. We were making fun of YouTube because YouTube's got things
Why
suck.
would you make fun of the platform you're streaming on?
Because everybody does. YouTube.
We actually love YouTube. I love a good YouTube.
I mean, YouTube is great, but they've got a lot of issues with.
Would you say he has 3 to 6 years of experience of handling multi-dimensional technical projects?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, welcome to the Smokin Hot Toddcast live. Hey, it's episode 23 of season 9, and it's been a long season, but it's fine. We got one more episode to go. Even after this, I need a break. This is what you say. I've been sitting around, but I've been doing this stuff for a while. Well, even before I got let go from my original job. So, like, this doesn't make me money, sure. But it keeps me active. Keeps my brain active.
I'm gonna put that you're female just because you're being a butt.
Listen, you know if I didn't have this, my brain would go to mush.
Who says it hasn't?
It could be worse.
Could it?
It could be worse.
No.
It could be worse.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, welcome to this episode. It's live. We're live streaming, obviously, on YouTube again. This is going to be a really weird... Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what they're doing over here, what Miss Pingrino's doing, Miranda's helping, is they're playing...
Oh, that's way too much for an annual income.
They're,
Add
yeah.
an extra 0.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're good.
Hard pass, bro.
Lon John's Pharmacy. Don't think that you're losing Miss Pingrino. They're looking for a job for me. They're trying to get me hooked up with a job.
Pharmacy?
I did.
Jinx.
Well, because Miss Pellegrino, you know the joke we do on Smells Like 90s Rock.
Long John Silver's.
We call the
Where pork works.
we call
Really?
No.
We-
the fancy Long John
we
Silver's. is what I
call
it.
the
It's
restaurant
Okay.
that DJ Pork works at the
Well,
fancy Lon John's.
Technically, they could because not too many people actually
Right,
listen to
yeah,
their
but
90s
they
show.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
But
Why do you
true.
why do you keep kicking me while I'm down?
why do you kick me while I'm okay with my
Yeah.
life?
Yeah. Rude.
Because you can pick yourself up easier. I cannot.
Why can't you?
Because my life actually does suck. So there's that.
Oh yeah, you poor thing.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you poor thing.
Yeah.
You have a girlfriend who's taking care of you, but
Yeah,
Oh,
you poor thing.
oh.
some people don't have a me.
Well,
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
But the point
Because
is,
if she was me, that's photographer. But
No.
that's like actual photographer.
Sad day.
getting
Yeah, like we have, they take flights.
getting back to what I was saying, they're looking for a job for me online because obviously this is for fun. This doesn't make me really any money at all,
So,
but it's for fun, and I do this for you, and I hope you enjoy.
they make like,
But anyway, but yeah, so they're looking. So the pharmacy, they're looking a job for me. Miss Pingrino's not looking for a new job. It's fine. Everything's
so
fine.
and you fly all over the U.S.
For like scientific purposes.
Oh,
I used to do it,
Okay.
and it was like a paid kind of, not paid intern. It was a internship.
okay, yeah,
Did it in school.
Yeah. That's
We
cool.
did it for it was biophotography.
Oh,
I had the
that's
fancy
cool.
camera and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
good
yeah.
for that, but not
Yeah.
for him. No.
I had the camera. I had all the accessories. I don't have them anymore.
Right? No.
Because that was expensive, and so I sold that shit to
right.
make money.
No, I think we
Um,
Oh,
theirs,
you
actually.
said shit. Now we're gonna get demonetized. We're gonna get kicked off YouTube. It's over.
You-
I will
Everything's
show
no one
you.
is
over.
watching.
I will
this
show
I
you
know
in
they're
a
not.
second
It's fine.
one of the photos I took and then like edited and stuff
Yeah.
because it looks real cool once I edited
Yeah.
it.
By the way, will somebody here, Miss Pingrino, hold this for a minute.
I am doing something.
She's doing
well,
something.
hold. Is that on you or me?
That's on us. Hey.
Well, okay, that's fine. What I was gonna do is because I was gonna update everybody that we're live on YouTube. I'm gonna post the link to social media, but if you're gonna be a butthole about it,
I'm not being a butthole.
Look at my shirt.
you're giving it
Look.
which is true
Yes,
because
I'm
it's
cold.
What
still
does your shirt say?
Yes, I'm cold. Me, 24/7.
yes, because
true.
you know
I
what,
am.
it actually is still very.
So, ma'am,
cold.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh God.
Do you need this back?
No. About the guest list. You said it was a really good book.
I don't. This is book stuff.
So-
I'm out.
It is a really good book.
But her writing is horrible.
You gotta. It's a style. You have
She-
to. You have
no
to stay with the.
compound sentences whatsoever.
It's a style.
It hurt my head.
I know, and like I don't know
You
who.
didn't prepare me.
I know, I couldn't. What was I gonna say? It was bad writing style. The book was good,
I mean, the plot and everything,
Yeah, the
like the
book was
story
good.
and like the ending.
and you stayed
awesome.
with it, didn't
Yeah,
you?
you did. I
Yeah.
did. I stuck with it because I was determined to stick with it.
Exactly.
I was not
See?
going to give up on it because I was like,
Yeah.
Miranda said this is a good book.
Mhm.
I'm sticking with it.
Mhm. It was
But
completely out of my
I
norm.
Did not realize how much like I paid attention to reading.
Mhm.
Besides the fact that I don't like fluff because I knew I didn't like fluff.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that just saying like, I am Steve. Steve is cool. Steve ran 4 miles. I didn't realize how much I freaking hate that. Like, it's so hard.
Yes.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
She did not.
No, I was
warn
not. Why would I
me.
tell you that? Like, because I knew it was gonna happen, but I couldn't tell you that.
Oh man, it was so bad. It was
Yeah.
so bad. And I wanted to read the apartment one that you said.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't think I could sit through another book of that. I don't.
Yeah,
And so like I'm wondering, is she not from here though?
I don't know.
I think she's from Ireland
That would make more
or
sense.
Scotland or somewhere in that area.
That would make more sense because her writing style is very unique compared
Yes.
to any other of the
Yes.
authors.
So maybe that's like almost like her understanding of when she learned English.
Yeah.
Keep it short, keep it simple. It would make more sense.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Um,
maybe, because I'm in the middle of her newest one, The Only Survivors, and I've actually set it down because it's killing me right now. It's killing me right
it
now.
hurt me real bad.
Hey, where are you going?
Getting a bottle of water.
You
I
want
will tell
you want to ask your guest if she wants one too?
Do you want water?
I do.
That's all we have. Otherwise, we'd offer you.
No, it's fine.
Boy.
I will tell you, if you are looking for a fantastic Hades Persephone retelling and a smut book, River of Shadows. It is the first in a series. Yes, she's only got 2 out, so I'm waiting for the third. It's breaking my heart that I have to wait for the third, but it's Hades Persephone's, but in Norse god.
Oh, okay.
No, Finnic. They're from Finland.
Oh, okay. So that's definitely Finnic.
Finnic. Is that how you say it? That's how you say it, right?
That's how we say it.
If any people from Finland out there are watching this or come across this, is
Or
it
tell
Finnic?
us we're
Finnic
wrong.
gods? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. I need to know.
Yeah.
Please elaborate. But it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so.
Thought I was going forward.
If you're not careful.
The back does come up more.
No, I just.
Okay.
I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, this is our new chair. I don't think we've done a live stream. We haven't done a podcast since we got the new
He thought you might not want to sit in that chair.
chair. I didn't think. Well,
Why would you think that?
well, because it's an awkward chair. It really is.
I'm an awkward person.
So I didn't know if you would want to sit in it or in my chair over here. Oh, but because Daniel's not here tonight.
That would be Daniel's chair.
Yeah, which by the way, it is Hot Toddy, Miss Pingrino, and Miranda, just the 3 of us tonight. Because what we're doing, everything they're talking about has nothing to do with what this episode is going to be about. Nothing at all.
But it's more entertaining.
I don't think so. I think
We're
we
talking about books and jobs.
think we found a real.
Which, go ahead. I'm talking to her.
Okay.
We have found a real gem tonight. This is not a movie. We are going to watch a low budget thing, but it's not a movie.
Talk about
It's
a book review.
let's think of it this way. I'm gonna have to walk away from you people. You're so loud. You're too loud. Oh my god. All right, fine. we'll talk to each other here on the played out set. Obviously, there's a mask or the hat missing because I'm wearing it. But anyway, tonight's episode is very interesting. You know, the 80s and 90s were the heyday of the informational videotapes because VHS was all the rage. So any lunatic with a video camera could make something for low budget and get it out there in stores for you to buy. It's like how to pee in a jar without, hitting the ground or without something like that. I mean, I don't think they've ever made a video like that, but that's basically what it is. It's like, how to do this, how to do that. It's really low-tech crap that you probably already knew how to do, but they said, let's make a video just in case there's people out there that don't know how to do it. So that's what the basis of tonight's thing is, and if you've read the description, you know it's called How to Get Revenge. That's the video we're watching, and it's hosted by Lind Blair of Exorcist fame. That's right. She is the host of this video. And the video itself, it's not meant to be taken seriously. I want to preface that. We have to get this out. We got to get this point out. Please note that everything that we're going to watch in this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not to be taken seriously. Please don't do anything that they talk about doing in this video. What could be done to people could result in death, and it could result in you going to prison. So please do not do this. But it is just for fun. But that's basically like a parody of these how-to videos. It's how to get revenge on people, and it's very entertaining. It's very fun. I came across it. I've known about this 7 years now. It was originally done on Best of the Worst from Red Letter Media, and I thought it would be really fun to watch that in full on the Smokin Hot Toddcast Live, and that's what we're going to do tonight on this episode. And they're still talking about books over here. This is insane. We're 11 minutes into the show. 12 minutes.
Started super boring. Had to make it to chapter 22 to get something.
What?
I stuck with it. From 22 on
dedication.
though.
So yeah, that's the basis of tonight's episode. If I can wrangle them up, I've lost control of the show. I don't know what's going on. So oh,
It jumps right in, and then it all
I apologize for
like
that.
10 chapters.
Oh, that's bad, right?
This show's weird.
That's bad.
Tonight's show is weird.
You took too long.
Let's listen more in book talk.
You're way short.
Yeah.
I can't even make it through the second one to get to the third one.
Oh, yeah, no, if there's a third, no.
Like-
no,
like-
'cause it took too long to get into the first one.
Yes.
And the first one ended well, but then the second one started right off and then it ended badly.
Yes.
There's no point in
I
reading
couldn't
the
even
third.
get to the end of
The third
it.
will have to be trash.
So, I was real upset about it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Okay.
Are we gonna watch a movie?
We are gonna watch a movie. Yes, this was.
Or,
We were just.
as you said, not a movie?
It's not a movie. That's what I was trying to explain, but I didn't get to explain it to you guys because you were talking about books, and we're watching a video called "How to Get Revenge," and it's hosted by Lind. Yeah,
Point once you see it. Sorry.
you'll understand that later. But it's hosted by Lind Blair of Exorcist fame, and
Executive Assistant Project Coordinator.
as I was telling our great audience here.
Sounds like it's a high-paying job.
Yeah, as I was telling would you shush? As we were telling our great audience here, the 80s and 90s was the heyday of informational tapes because VHS was a thing,
Yeah.
and so
No,
any
that's
lunatic.
why I have such a great power to live.
Exactly. Any lunatic with a
And
video.
Buns is still.
Well, that too. That too. Any lunatic with a video camera could get something out in stores for you to buy, and my example was.
Now we have cell phones.
Yeah.
And all of these sites.
Now I put it on TikTok.
Right? I need to make
God,
a TikTok.
5-minute crafts. You disgust me. You're evil people, but it's fine.
Well, we
Yet
gotta
I
watch
can't
them. I have to
look
You have
watch
to-
away.
you have to
I
watch
can't
them,
look
yeah.
away. They're
Like-
freaking terrible, but I
When they
can't.
show up, I just watch them. Like, I don't click them. I don't do anything. Like, no.
You know,
There's the banner.
You know why we watch them? We
Why do
watch
we watch
them
them?
because of the ridiculous. We're
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like, this woman's putting freaking lipsticks as on her shoes to hide it from school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who would do that?
Yeah, no one. And
Yeah.
We can't help it.
like cut the outfit up, and all of a sudden it's a great outfit, you know.
So what we're watching tonight is the grandfather of all of that. This is the how-to videos of that era. Oh, good. Just put my license all over the internet. That's great, Miss Pingrino. That's wonderful.
Well, you're the one
Thank
with the
you.
camera flipping around.
Nobody can see from that far.
No. Anyway,
I mean, technically, he's already been scanned once.
Oh yeah, that's true.
everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode. Everything's fine. But no, this episode, this video we're gonna watch is How to Get Revenge. It's a parody of those self-help or those help instructional tapes, and so it's not really how to get. I mean, you could do this. It's horrible, but I've prefaced this episode. I'm going to say it again. Do not do anything in this video.
Please don't.
Please don't, because it could result in someone's death and or prison time for you. It's awful. These things.
It's
really bad.
Parody. It's real.
It's really bad. So do not do that. This is for entertainment purposes only. Look at me. Entertainment purposes only. Do not do the things that they tell you to do in this video. Oh, it's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to effing love it.
It actually probably is hilariously bad.
Mhm.
I will give it this one.
Yeah.
But it's fun bad. But anyway.
Can we start?
Well, we can start.
Who hosted? Did you pay attention to who hosted it when he said that?
Linda Blair, right? Yeah, I told her.
I was gonna say Linda Blair
Oh
from The Exorcist.
From The Exorcist,
She's the one
yeah.
who goes, ha 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 ha.
She does a weird laugh in the middle of it.
It's so funny.
It is.
I lost him.
It is because they've turned Rocco City into Paramount City for some sort of promotion here.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
so everything is Paramount stuff. So you can see like Deep Space Nine
Did you see HBO Max change?
to Max. Yeah,
To
well,
Max?
yeah. See, there's SpongeBob.
I don't know.
There's SpongeBob. There's the
Same
Nickelodeon.
shows, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. They just because they're stupid. But there's Deep Space Nine in the sky. There's the Nickelodeon
Are we
blimp.
gonna watch the show? Are we gonna watch
There's
the show?
there's
Are we gonna
there's
watch the show? I see
SpongeBob,
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah. There's Reptar in the back there.
That's a Rugrats reference.
Yes. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and watch this.
We watch it. We watch it. I have to get up early.
Well, you all the ones talking about books and shit. All right. Now, if you're a
Is it bad that we applied for like 80 bajillion at Clayton?
Now.
if you're a new viewer to the Smokin Hot Toddcast live, you know that we don't have a cameraman. And I am no cameraman. So here we go. All right.
It's a mutual agreement of me not going.
Why are you not going?
Daniel's getting back from Japan.
Oh, so you're gonna get naked. That's fine.
Well, I am gonna get naked, but we don't want to get the kid sick in case he's sick.
Will you remind him to bring me back some playing cards?
Alright, he's got a little note of all the things he's getting. Yeah, he's already gotten something for Todd.
Oh, well, he didn't have to do
I
that.
know he did.
That's sweet of him. Well, that's nice of
But I told
him.
him to.
But I told him to.
Well, that's
He's already
perfect.
got because he's got a little note in his phone, and every time he goes somewhere, he pulls up his notes and he sees what he can get from there. So
I'm so
Love it.
excited.
Love
I'm
it.
so
Love it. Love it. Love
he
it.
has it,
So he just has to find them. And
All
he
right.
He hasn't found them yet, but the first.
Even if they're
2
like
weeks.
literal Japanese playing cards,
Yeah,
like for a
they're
Japanese
like-
game,
yeah.
like I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Just-
he'll find some. He'll either find them like this weekend or before he leaves. When he goes back into Tokyo.
like I'm so upset because I used to have I used to have some Italian playing cards,
Oh.
which are not normal playing cards. You play Scopa with them,
Yeah, no, I don't.
but it's actually a really fun game. I learned it in Italian, and in the process of moving from Louisiana to here, I've lost them,
Oh, sure.
and I'm heartbroken. And you can buy some on Amazon.
but that's not the
They're
same.
just not great. My teacher brought those from Italy to
Right,
me.
yeah, they were legit.
They were legit, and so I'm real heartbroken. So I need somebody to go to Italy so I can have your Scopa cards.
Yeah, he's not going to Italy.
Does he
have
go
any.
anywhere besides Chopin?
No.
Damn.
I know.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Here we go. How to get revenge. Alexa, lights off.
I'm gonna revenge you.
Nobody's listening. Alexa.
Alexa, lights off. Thank you.
Jesus Christ. All right. So it starts off with cheesy 80s porn music.
Yeah.
Or sitcom music.
Sitcom music. Yeah, this is kind of
This is
perfect
80s.
stranger-y.
Perfect Stranger-y. I'll go with you there.
It's moonlighting.
Little moonlighting. You're right.
Miranda said she'd do a book review show with me.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that needs to be done.
Starring Linda Blair.
Starring Linda
Just
Blair.
reading a few pages from a fascinating book. It is literally filled with countless pieces of
I didn't
wisdom.
know she was that country.
One in particular deserves quoting.
Is she country?
Vengeance
hear that?
is mine.
Not really.
Now that's a
Dolly
powerful
Parton
quote.
accent.
And from what book am I reading? The Bible. That's
Bible.
right, the Bible. Now let me ask you a personal question. At some time in your life, has someone ever made you so angry, so upset, that you considered some form of retribution? Some form of revenge? Of course you have. You wouldn't be human.
Linda
unless
Blair's
you did.
into it, so yeah.
Revenge is a natural emotion. The only problem is that we are all raised to consider revenge as being juvenile, immature. Society does not condone such lewd displays of conduct.
Suzu.
At least
Bitch,
not
please!
And that is why we are
We
here.
weren't raised the same.
No.
I'm Linda Blair, welcoming you
I think
to
our Bibles
How
were
to
different.
Get Revenge. During this program,
Oh,
we're
Oh,
going to
she doesn't have the
quite
Southern
literally
Bible.
We'll
That's
say
it.
my
Yeah,
Bible.
that's it.
My
That's
Bible
what it
does.
is.
I'm pretty sure we
Now,
say
we're
eye
not
for an
talking
eye, or we
about
throw some
revenge.
stones.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Yeah, this is
yeah.
stone throwing some
injury
eye for an eye.
to anybody.
Absolutely.
That's definitely not our purpose here. Our aim is to simply inform you of the options you have to make that person experience
I like
the
how that
same
pixelated.
humiliation,
Yeah,
the
well,
same
this is-
mental anguish.
This was
The
89.
same-
This is 89,
You are
everybody.
going to learn dozens of tricks of the
The year we were
trade
born.
from some of the top
That's right.
experts in the field, including private investigators, former police officers, and other.
This
virtuosos
reminds me of every
vindication.
PowerPoint I did as a
Yeah.
kid
Of
with
course.
that transition.
Yes.
Valuable techniques
Look how
of
cool, Mom! I
retribution.
put a
So
transition
simple,
in there.
Watch it.
but all designed to attain the goals you desire. And you will also see
Whoa.
fascinating stories from people.
People
just
still
like
dress
you,
like it was
who
the
at one
70s
time
and
did
even in the
Yet
80s.
came back to achieve the
Hey, we
ultimate
did what we wanted.
revenge.
We did. We 80s was a
face it,
decade, man.
Revenge can be sweet,
I
especially
was
when
there
it's
for
against
it.
It
someone
was a
who
hip
really
decade,
deserves
man.
it. And I'm sure we all know a few of those, right?
Who
Former
didn't?
Friends,
I rocked
lovers,
Oshkosh.
business
Oshkosh
associates,
was good
family
stuff.
members,
There's still good
and
stuff. Have you ever
list is
been?
virtually limitless.
Oh my
And you
god,
know
it's so
what?
adorable now.
We all
Like, it's
practice revenge on
heartbreakingly
a daily
adorable.
basis.
Yeah, no, my
and we
youngest
don't
kid
even
is 16.
realize it. Example.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to change
went with
lanes on the
the-
freeway, but the
my sister
idiot in the
went
other lane won't
Toba
let
was
you?
first. When she was like 2.
We got ways to handle that now.
Hell yeah.
So what do you do to get even?
These might be slightly outdated.
Well,
She's gonna flip you
when
off.
he tries to merge into your lane, you block him out.
Duh. That's what we all do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've had your
Bye.
revenge.
Bye.
Ever since childhood, we've been practicing some
That's
form
just
of
tip of the
revenge.
That's
iceberg.
just normal.
Remember as a kid,
Yeah.
ordering a
Oh, we're
pizza by
about to get
telephone
into
and
real
having it delivered
stuff.
to another
I'm
kid's
ready for
house
her.
that you dislike?
That's coming.
Sound familiar? Or maybe you remember this classic bit of adolescent revenge. The idea was to fill a
That's
paper
Johnny.
bag with fresh animal droppings. The
Yeah,
fresher
never
the
got that
better.
one.
I
No.
never did that one either.
Um,
But the whole purpose is you.
Yeah, no, I know how
Oh,
it works.
yeah,
And-
right, yeah.
Now they got shit in their house.
Yeah.
Can I
Knock
say
on
that?
the victim's front
it's
Cool.
door.
fine.
Did.
It's
Run to his
fine.
backyard.
Sorry if I
Then, when
can.
the victim
It's
arrived,
fine.
usually the neighborhood grouch, he'd have no choice but to put out the fire.
Oh!
You stepped in poo!
Dookie on the shoes!
This would cause the startled victim to run back through his
What?
home.
Oh,
Oh no!
that's he's
Oh no!
Oh no, I got shit everywhere!
But why do you?
Why do you keep stepping in
Why do you?
someone's foot?
Why does he did a little dance? What was that for?
Fasten your seatbelts. For now, it's time for us
Don't
to
do
explore
that.
the more serious
This is
form
why she didn't
of
get many other
revenge.
acting roles.
We've assembled several of the top
You know that what makes me think of though
professionals
when he was
in
like
the
stepping a
field of
bunch of times?
to
What's
guide
that?
us
Is
through
all
this
those like
endeavor.
infomercials that
Yes,
they're trying
when
to
they
like
go-
sell things?
Oh,
And they like,
no!
Oh, I can't hold it!
Rose has aided hundreds of victims in getting even and is considered a master in automobile retribution.
Oh,
Next up is investigator Kyle Pappenfuss.
I'm sorry. What's his name?
Mark's home.
Pap and
We also hear from the
Fuss.
president
Please,
Oh,
we can't
yeah,
say that.
that's right.
who is referred to as
Fuss.
JM.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
I know, but it's Fuss.
Puppin' cat.
By mail. And then there's Officer Pierre.
Oh,
Oh.
Another presently active police officer who will show us the many ways your telephone can cause
No, I can
tremendous
tell
damage
exactly
to
who
your
he is,
enemy.
right?
yes.
Let's begin
This was
with
early,
private investigator
blurring
Lind
out.
Blair.
Yeah.
Mr. Vickers specializes in
Oh, now
getting
this guy.
even with former friends and lovers. Mr. Vickers, could you give us an example of what could be done to a former friend or lover?
And or
Two examples, huh? Okay, let's talk about friends. I had this client whose best friend came to him and talked him into investing in a real estate scam.
Real estate scam?
$10,000 talking.
Real estate scam.
He promised my client that he'd get a 75% return on his money within 3 months. And being that they were good friends, well, my client didn't think that his friend would screw him.
Think
Oh,
again.
he sure did. And the worst thing that happened was that when he found out that his so-called friend had made approximately $3,500 on the deal. And that's when my client first came to me.
What did you have him immediately do?
Immediately, nothing. Not a damn thing. You see, the secret with revenge is patience. Patience. If he were to act right away, his so-called friend would have caught on. And he would have called the authorities or done something in return to my client. And that would have meant he won again, and my client loses again. So you wait. In this case, I waited a couple of months. Then I hit him on several levels. First of all, I took a death certificate, whited out the former information, filled in his name there, and along with a letter stating that I was his wife, I sent the death certificate and the letter off to the Bureau of Internal Revenue and the Social Security Office.
This is
Next week,
fake.
Exactly.
next time,
Do not
it's
do
for
this.
Internal Revenue.
For entertainment purposes
Down the road a ways,
only.
He wants to change jobs. He's screwed again. And way down the road, when he finally wants to collect, no Social Security.
Although, let's be real, this
benefits.
does actually happen. I did have a lady
Hit him
come
in
to
the
me
pocketbook, eh?
to ask me and
Yeah,
my
hit him
pharmacist
with
to
his
sign a
job.
piece of
After
paper
all, my
because
client
the insurance
wasn't a
company
heavy
said she was
year.
dead.
He just screwed up the
Jesus.
score.
I was like, I'm pretty sure this has to be notarized, and I cannot notarize
Yeah.
that.
No.
So you need to go to a notary or a bank.
Yeah, bye.
Go to the bank.
And I'm talking dozens here. So when he doesn't show up, he's got a lot of pissed off professionals. Not only that, several of them, as you may well know, will bill him for not showing up.
This guy is so boring.
He's
Ouch. I'd sure hate to be
the
him.
things he's talking
And
about,
so would
though.
I. But remember what the Bible says, an eye for an eye.
See?
Remember this guy.
See?
Now we know. Now we
We
know.
did.
Okay,
Although
then I
everybody
finally
forgets that
topped
leaves
off
the whole world
escapade
blind.
Oh, yeah.
by severing his marriage.
We don't need that
We
part.
don't need that part.
This
No.
took a little work, but it was worth it.
An eye for an eye does not leave the world blind.
For several evenings,
We
I
all
waited
have two
outside of
eyes,
his
most
home
of
and
us.
watched to see if he'd leave.
This is
home
why
at
it's for
night,
entertainment
and at what
purposes
time.
only, Miranda.
But if you piss off two people, they've each taken an eye.
That's
I don't know
right.
what day
Take
or
it.
time. I then waited until he returned and made note of that time.
You don't look
Once I had
conspicuous
proof
at all with your
of
big
one of his
fedora or
evening
anything
trips
like
away
that.
from
Once I
home,
had proof, it's
I
an empty
purchased an
box.
inexpensive women's shoe from a local
Oh, it's a foot
store.
fetish.
I then wrapped it in a small
I'm
box.
scared of foot fetish people.
Why? Why?
I was in a car with one once. It was
Then
terrifying.
using the letterhead of a local hotel, which is free, available in most hotel lobbies or
Are
rooms,
you a foot
I
fetish
typed a
person?
letter saying the following.
Don't
Dear
make.
Mr. and
Don't.
Mrs. And I put their last name in there.
Are you?
When the two of you were here on the evening
It's okay if you are.
They-
I'll just keep my shoes on all the time.
They don't bother me
Your
if
wife
that's
forgot
what
her
people
shoe.
are. That's what you mean.
Here it is. We'd appreciate the return of $2.50 for postage.
It's nothing.
Thank you. The management of, and I typed in the hotel's name.
Well, he never.
Anyhow, to make a long story short,
He
the
would never
upshot
try
of the
to touch his
downside
feet.
is that his wife finally files for divorce. He has to
I
sell
guess
a
it
home,
qualifies more
the
as an
cars, the
appreciator.
stocks, everything. I guess you could say my client finally came out of
That's
the
what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with feet, in my opinion.
Boy, I'd have to agree.
Huh?
Imagine that, breaking
Well,
up a marriage to the U.S.
see.
mail.
I also do not
Amazing.
like them.
But what's even
But
more
I'm missing
amazing
part.
is the many other ways that you can use the post office in
Okay,
a
that's
vengeful manner.
disturbing.
Yeah,
And
no,
to
I
give
know.
us a few
Don't-
examples is Detective J.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Detective, could you give us some examples of revenge?
You don't get to
by
diddle
now?
these
Revenge
dits.
by
No.
mail is only limited by the person's imagination.
Shoes.
For the most part, the examples I'm about to give are ones I've learned while
They
on the
used to
job.
actually terrify
Although I must admit, a couple of them are my own
Shoes are foot
creations.
fetish people.
Feet.
But let's get to it.
in general.
Oh.
One of my favorite pranks is very simple, but very
Put their
effective.
foot on me, I'd
It can be a real
lose
pain in
my
the
ever
butt.
living.
Oh, yes.
What you do is go down to your local
Well, see-
post office, get a change of address form,
Seeing
fill in the
them.
victim's name and address, and
But
the
see,
new
when feet
address.
touch me, I don't
Can
like
be
that.
anywhere your heart
I don't like when
desires.
your feet touch me.
Around
I
the
don't like
block,
it when
to
feet
around the
touch me.
world.
I don't.
And if he also receives
It's
gifts
very
or valuable
unsettling.
items in the mail,
But that's the
I
thing. It's like I
suggest making the
appreciate them.
local Salvation Army as the new
Every part of the
address,
body is
or any
fine.
other place which might
There's
benefit
no
from
problem
such
with any
items.
part of the body.
Another way to create havoc and also make your victims shell
Okay,
out money
yeah.
is look through magazines and catalogs. There are a lot of expensive items in there. They can be bought now and paid for later. So order as many expensive items as you can and mail it to your victim's address. Another thing to do is to join these Book of the Month clubs, Record of the Month
Are we
clubs,
doing
or
crank
whatever the
fraud?
month club.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
that's
try to get a
Yes.
price list.
Entertainment
Can you
purposes
imagine being
only.
those lists?
I'd like to play a little game with you, if that's all right. I'll give you a situation,
Maybe.
and then I'd like
Maybe.
you to respond with a method of male revenge that you would recommend.
Okay, shoot.
Let's say that Mark is a family man. You know, a wife, 2 kids, a dog. What can you do to disrupt the entire family as opposed to just the Mark?
Put them on offensive mailing lists. Pornographic mailing lists, such as pornographic magazines, pornographic merchandise.
Jesus.
Put them on the Communist Party's mailing list. There are
Oh,
hundreds
no.
of mailing lists you can put them on. What husband wants his
Communism is
kids
just a
looking at this
red
stuff?
herring.
And, for that matter,
Wrong
what
movie.
husband wants his wife thinking he subscribes to these lists?
Can we watch that movie instead?
No.
Another thing you can
Damn
do
it.
is send your Mark's wife a pretty box of chocolates. And a note saying how much he loves her and all like that.
That's a Russell
It's one of my
Stover's
favorites.
box.
That was definitely
I'm
a Russell
confused.
Stover's box.
Was.
How can sending a box of chocolates and a nice note
All
to
mint,
Mark's
too.
wife get him
So
in
I get
trouble?
Screambow.
Did I forget to mention mixing chocolate laxatives in with the candy?
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Yes, you
dangerous.
did. Well, that ought to flesh out the situation. Okay.
But
How about if your Mark is a businessman?
Send the sexually perverted magazines right to his office. Can you
Oh.
imagine the looks he'll get when he gets his
Do
stuff
not
right on the
do
job?
this.
Entertainment
Entertainment purposes
only.
let's
only.
make that clear.
Thrill. By the
Grab
way,
the bar.
there are dozens of
Just like
I put it-
scrolling.
I put it in the
sexual
description.
magazines available today.
Entertainment purposes
Yeah.
only.
You can mail these to
Entertainment
Mark's
purposes
place of
only.
work. You can start rumors or quickly get him fired. And if you can get a photo of the Mark, it's even better. Send that to a gay magazine along with the requisite money and place an ad for a gay lover. Then when the copy comes out with his picture and the ad in it, send that to his boss, his wife, or his girlfriend.
It's
Fascinating.
not very kosher now.
No, I
I was
know.
gonna say that wouldn't make so as much of an
This
issue.
is-
Yeah,
this
that's
also
not very
ca-
kosher now.
This also came out in 1989.
Try this. Get some printed invitations made up, announcing a Sunday afternoon brunch to your neighbors, announcing the date, the time, the directions, the whole enchilada. The fancier the invitation, the better. Mail it to his people at work, all the neighbors. Then sit
Oh,
back
and they just show up.
and watch the hassle
That's
begin.
So that would be funny.
That
would be fun.
kind of would be funny.
That would be funny.
But don't do it.
But don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
Relationship.
Here's what I learned years ago. If the Mark is a man, just type a letter up saying, Dear Deborah, my name is, and put the Mark's name there. I saw your ad in Swingers Bazaar this last week, and I'm hot to trot. I'm anxious to get it on. But you can't reach me by phone because I'm married. But you can reach me at the address on the envelope, but mark it personal so my wife doesn't see it. Put that letter in an envelope marked Deborah Lawson, care of Bazaar Swingers ad, box 1268A, Charleville, Arizona. Of course, there's no such address, so
No.
it's the Mark's home. And sooner or later, the Mark's girlfriend or wife is bound to discover it. And then the fireworks begin.
What else can you send in the mail that will irritate your victim?
Itchy
Things
powder.
that smell. I mean, things that really
That's a
stink.
federal offense
I
now.
mean, animal droppings,
Things that smell?
human droppings, overripened
Anything
fruit
that
and
is
vegetables.
unknown in the
Fish.
mail, like,
Imagine what a
because it
week
could
old
be
fish smells like.
considered
It smells like
biohazardous.
Boston in the
They do
summertime.
ask you that.
Well, Detective, thank you very much for your
Here it is.
suggestions.
No, you're welcome. Oh, by the way, when do I get paid for this?
Ah, don't worry. The check's in the mail.
There it is. Yes.
Join investigator Clayton Vickers, who has a visit.
Linda Blair is a
Ah.
Linda Blair is a professional actress, folks. This is very important.
Oh.
So-
Okay, we can turn it off now. That's the only part I want to
No.
know. Your check is in the mail.
No, we got
Those who feel
Oh, God.
45 more minutes.
superiority over
I
others.
read.
Some do it at their work with fellow
Seriously?
workers. Some
It's
do
an
it
hour
in
long.
sports, some in
Well,
athletic
why?
fields. Some do it in their
Normally, a
own
movie we watch is an hour and a
Yet there are
half.
Just a few
Give it.
who feel a great
Give
need
me
to
that.
stress their superiority
It's
over
only in for another
decent,
45 minutes
honest,
because this guy talks so
basic
fucking
human
slow.
beings.
Superiority. What is
such
that?
as my
He
client.
sounds like he's slurring.
Mr.
Oh,
Harry
God.
I don't know this
Why
guy.
don't you pick it up from here?
I think Chris Hansen talked to this guy.
Twice.
Yeah. He told him to take a seat.
Twice.
I was eating at the little diner across the street
No,
from the
you're
library.
not.
That's not eating.
That's not eating.
Everything was perfectly normal.
No, it's
Was
not.
it?
Clearly, no.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
There's no nudity. That's
it was
good.
then that I first noticed him.
not eating, dude. You're being weird.
At first, I didn't pay much attention
Dude
to
had
him
a
being more
textbook
interested
mullet.
in my meal.
Also
However,
got
it
a
soon became
textbook
evident
farmer's
that he was a
stand.
troublemaker.
Yeah.
And textbook fake chewing gum.
Yeah.
This is a good place to sit. Come on. Yo, buddy. Mind if we eat here?
Well, actually, yes, but there are other tables available.
I know that, Limp, but I want to eat at this one because I want to watch my truck. You understand?
If you give me a moment, I'm just about finished.
Are you? Doesn't look like you've eaten a bite.
Well, I can't wait. Besides, it looks to me like your orders to go.
I was terrified.
Oh, no.
I had no choice but to leave.
Sad thing is, it looks like he works out more than the guy who's
Yeah,
playing
I
the
know.
muscle guy.
That man's buff. About to bust out that shirt.
I was so humiliated. This kind of thing happened to me many times in the past, and I wanted to get even with that man. I looked upon him as being all the people who have hurt me rolled into one, and that's when I contacted Mr. Vickers.
Well, when Harold first came to me, he didn't know what to do.
Oh, ridiculous.
All he had was the punk's license number, but that was enough for me. I went down to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and I filled out a form stating that, I had a small accident with this guy, and I was just checking to verify his address.
These are all
Then
illegal.
a couple of
Do
days
not do
later-
these, please.
Now, Harold here was adamant about getting even with him himself, so we laid out a battle plan. Look, Harold, you take over, buddy.
With pleasure. Once I had the man's name and address, I decided to start off with what the man apparently wanted, food. So from a payphone across the street from the man's apartment, I called about 15 takeout restaurants and had them send him all types of food.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
that's
had them
kind of funny.
spaced
Classic
out so that they
prank.
would arrive about every 15 minutes.
Except nowadays you have to
Let me
pay
back up
before the
a
takeout
Yeah.
comes to you.
Yeah.
So not so
Not
funny.
so
Beans
funny.
for a change.
A little pricey.
Now with that in mind, I planted a toy handgun under the truck seat. And I threw in a city map with the locations of the
No,
convenience
no,
store
no, no,
circulating
no,
Do
no.
not
No.
do this.
things about the robberies. Then
So
I
there's a
went to
chain of
telephone,
robberies going
informed the
around.
police, and
He
stated
threw in a toy
anonymously
gun and a
that I
map
had seen
with
where robber lived,
with the
and
place's
I had seen
mark.
his gun in his
Let's
truck.
look at somebody
To make a long
Yeah,
story
I
short,
told you
the
this stuff
police
can
arrived just as the
can
man
involve
was getting
death.
into
Don't
his
do
truck.
it.
When the police saw the gun, the map, and the newspaper clippings, well, let's just say that the man had a lot of explaining to do down at the station.
How do you feel now?
Confident. Of course I don't go causing trouble for other people, but at least I know I have the confidence in myself to know I can get even with anyone.
Confidence. A quality we all
I knew you
desire,
were gonna
yet
do it.
surprisingly few of us possess. However, most of us do possess one of these, a telephone.
Put your hand
And
down.
it so happens that this is the revenge seeker's greatest ally.
Oh, Linda was on
And
the
here
phone.
to enlighten us on this subject is Officer
Oh, God.
Phil,
Look
whose
at his
looks we
face.
have
God.
been trying to
God.
God.
his identity.
I'm going to be
That's
demonstrating several
horrifying.
methods of phone reprisal using my
Officer
own personal phone.
Butt fuck.
Now,
What?
some of the
Is this?
techniques I'm going to talk
What?
about can
I was
be
trying to
done in your
figure out
home,
what it
but
stood
some of them
for.
are going to
You're
require
afraid.
the use of a payphone.
Sure.
And I'll explain that as we go along. Now, first of all, if the prank you're going to pull requires you to talk to the mark
Okay, I
yourself
could do
on the
this
phone,
type of blurring
and
in
the mark
iMovie. Like,
recognizes
this is
your
awful.
voice, then I
You
suggest
do this for on you.
that you
Yeah.
So this
use
is type of
a
blurring
handkerchief
like they now
placed
use
over the
to like
mouthpiece of the phone.
Look, the phone's
have
blurred
people
now.
guess what's
I know that
behind
you've
the
seen
thing,
this.
and
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
can
you
almost
know.
90% of the time
Yeah.
see it.
Claims that it works.
If you squint, you can
Now,
almost see his
before
face
we get
completely.
even with that certain low
Holy
light
shit,
in
I
your
can
life,
squint and see it.
Yeah.
just
Yes, you
see a
You
can.
can see his face.
What is the most valuable
You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember those
possession
books
that
when
a
we were
human being
kids that like you would
Yeah.
have to like, almost like cross your
has?
eyes?
The answer is
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what this is.
Don't you just hate it when somebody wastes your time?
How did you
And
know if
time
I
is
squinted
money,
my
too.
eyes, I could see his actual face?
Miranda, don't you hate it when people waste your
You're getting
time?
in
Yes,
no way
this guy.
No, like me.
I found this particular routine to be
Sorry, I'm
very
amazed the
effective
fact that you
when
knew I could
Mark
squint
is
my eyes
married
and
or
see his
living
face.
with
It's
love.
it's I was because my eyes were blurred and I finally they were blurry hurt and I
Whoa.
squinted. Oh, hello.
Help you out.
Her shoulders
Mark,
blurred.
as a woman,
Yeah.
obviously, you're going to do just the opposite. Now,
My eyes were blurry,
let's
so I
assume
was
that
squinting. It's like, oh my
Mark
god.
is-
is
Sure.
Bill.
The
Now,
guy
when
that's the
Bill
cop.
leaves
Yeah.
home, you
It's
get
the
your
guy that
female
was
friend
like,
to
so,
call up his
when do I get
phone
paid?
number, and when
Same
his
guy?
lady
Yeah,
answers,
like,
you
blur
get
your
her to say
eyes and
something
listen
like
to it.
this.
Oh, hi.
Not her.
Not her.
Never mind.
Maybe he's a well-known celebrity, and they had to blur his face.
No, I'm saying that they're just using him for a different
They just like, you know what? You're so famous.
Hanging up
We can't take the risk of people recognizing
There's
you.
definitely not famous people in this movie.
Lind Blair.
She's famous for one
If your
thing.
mark happens to
So,
be in business
still
where he
famous.
meets customers in various locations, then don't disappoint him. Using a fictitious name, set up
The other
meetings
guy's
at
face
various
was more,
locations
like,
around the
short.
city, in restaurants and bars and hotels.
I feel like
And then by the time he's traveled around town
He
and
probably
realizes
has.
that he's been burned, he's
That's why they had to
wasted
blur his
lots of
face.
time and money.
maybe he's the
Monica, why don't you tell everyone what happened to
nerdy
you
guy.
recently and exactly
Oh.
what you did?
Get up, that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
You know, that did
working
look
at
kind of
the
like a
temp
costume he was
office,
wearing.
but I was only supposed to
Definitely.
be there
Yeah.
for a couple of days. And immediately I had trouble with this nasty tramp of a secretary who had been with the company for
What if
20
it's the
years.
mullet guy?
Well, she told me
I
wasn't
thought it
even
was him
competent
for a
to make
second,
coffee,
but
she
I
complained
feel
about
like when I
everything I
squint,
did.
his face
Well,
isn't the right.
That's
I
a
had 2
stretch.
days for this.
I don't
No,
think.
no, I thought it.
So-
I don't think.
And
it still could
And when
be.
he answered the phone, I told him I was with a rival company and that his secretary recently applied for work with us. Then I continued on and asked him questions.
You don't need
about
to get a
his
shot of him
secretary,
if
she
you
was
can't
good,
see
had
his
good work
face.
habits, etc. Anyway, to make a long story short,
Too
the
late.
boss, feeling betrayed,
Real.
fired the woman. And guess who took her place?
Don't you just love happy endings? Now, a while ago,
What
I
if it's
mentioned that
Mr.
sometimes
Rogers?
you need to use a payphone, and there can be several
Maybe it's
reasons
Billy
for this.
Crystal.
For instance,
Could be Billy Crystal. I
say
can see
that you
that.
placed a revengeful
Mike Wazowski.
ad in the newspaper.
Exactly, Mike
Most
Wazowski.
newspapers will require you to leave a phone number so they can call back and verify that you're not just a crank caller.
Oh my god,
In
the
much
funny
the
thing
same
is,
way
if you
that,
look on the
a
camera,
restaurant
his
that,
face is almost
that
clear.
makes
Yeah, it
deliveries
is, yeah.
will require you to
So when
leave
people
a
watch
phone
this
number
back,
so they can check
Yeah.
and make
it'll
sure that the
basically
order
just
is
be clear.
legitimate. Now, one thing that you must never, I repeat, never, ever do is leave your actual home phone number.
No
Because this
shit.
could lead to a lot of trouble. Now,
Don't do any
here
of
is
this.
one where you will definitely
Entertainment
need to
purposes
use a
only.
payphone. Call your mark's spouse or lover and tell them that you are the spouse of one of your mark's co-workers. And say that you have proof that your mates are having an
Payphones
affair.
don't even exist anymore.
Tell them that you hired 5
This time you do it on your
show
cell phone.
photos that made you
Well, no, you
No,
couldn't.
because then you'd
They
be
would
able
leave
to
a
track
trail.
it.
Yeah.
You
You can't do this
say,
stuff anymore. Well, I guess you can do it on social media.
Here's my phone number.
Create a
Give me
fake account.
Oh, they're easy.
Then give
Yeah.
her the payphone's number and hang up.
What am I doing? I'm giving people ideas.
When
Don't
you
do
call
any of
back,
this.
Trust me,
more
people that
sordid
see this already have
details
those
about
ideas.
the
Probably.
Oh, and an emotional quiver in your voice when you do
What
this.
the fuck?
Will just
Wow.
add to
Great
the realism.
work.
Now let's
Very
toss
proud of
it
you.
back to our host in the studio, who will give you a rundown of my 5 favorite phone games.
Number 1. Call plenty of salesmen for an in-home sales pitch or demonstration. Number 2. Start or cancel services to Mark's Home, such as the gardener, pool man, cable TV service, etc. Number
You're
3.
not.
Don't do
Order
this.
food from restaurants that deliver
Can't do
and
that,
send
gotta
it to
get
Mark's
paid.
home. Number 4. If you know any of your Mark's reservations in advance,
Who makes
call
those
to
and who
cancel
knows
them.
those?
Yeah, right.
And number 5.
That makes you
Call
a stalker if
charitable
you know all that
organizations
stuff.
and donate goods in the Mark's name. This will cause much embarrassment when they arrive at
Oh.
the Mark's home.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And to
I'd
start
say-
off
It's
with
like,
their
why
Do-
would that be
Now let's
embarrassing?
put
Do
our
wonderful
investigator,
things for your
Tom
Mark.
Vickers,
Yeah.
Who is joined by a young lady with a fascinating story.
Wherever there's love and romance, there's also pain and deceit. Approximately 75% of my clients come to me with problems in their love life. Belinda here was one of them.
Oh, she got
Linda,
cheated
why don't you
on.
Tell about it.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was going to college to become a nurse,
It's been
and
years ago.
I did not
Yeah.
think of myself as very attractive. Was not very popular,
Okay.
and I met this guy at a pep rally. His name is Frank,
I did.
and
Because I didn't have
we
a
went out,
Right.
had a good time, and he asked me to go to a game, and later found out that he was the
You were at a pep rally.
head cheese on the football team.
What is
as they
that?
put it.
Head coach?
So anyways, we went out.
That's illegal.
Had a good time. Had a great time.
I don't know
Were you
because
happy together?
if he's going to a
Yeah,
football
we were
game,
very
he
happy
can't play
together.
the
In
football.
fact, we were so happy. I was hoping
I'm
that he was going
confused.
to ask me to marry him. And then Victoria came along.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Let me
Vicky.
explain that Victoria was a very popular, attractive girl. She was also the head cheerleader.
I guess she just became attracted to Frank. She started hanging around with us a lot, and I really didn't know what was going on.
Jolie.
Victoria.
She became quite flirtatious. And then I got really hurt. I found out that she was sleeping with Frank.
How dare you?
And then I got angry. Really angry. And that's when I called Mr. Vickers.
Why did you
I make it a point never to get personally involved with my clients, but, well, Belinda here reminded me so much of my daughter that I just had to get involved.
That sounded weird.
Well,
Yeah,
Belinda told me she didn't want to
very-
hurt Frank. She felt he was just being
His job
victimized
is
by
to get involved.
Victoria.
Right.
So we planned our attack directly at Victoria. The revenge was aimed at her. First thing we found out
Why
was
not
that
Frank?
Victoria had dated several guys around campus. An awful lot of them were on the athletic teams on the university.
She probably got
So
back
then I
together
had
with Frank after it was all said and
Belinda
done.
Set up an appointment at the free clinic for an examination.
Uh-oh.
Well, this was great because not only did I get a free pelvic, but I also got a free examination. And while I was there, I got a letterhead from the free clinic. At which point I brought it back to Mr. Vickers and he told me what to do.
I had Belinda find out the names of the various athletes on the, well, as a matter of fact, all the athletes on all the sports teams around the university. Then on free clinic stationery, I had her write a letter to each of them. The letter stated that Victoria had been to the free clinic and had tested positive for syphilis.
Oh my God!
Each of
Whoa.
them were sexual
HIPAA.
partners.
That's a HIPAA.
That's a hibba.
It's also a
So,
lie.
On Friday, I sent all of the letters to the athletic department at the college. And on Monday, well, whoa.
Julian's wrong.
Needless
Yeah.
to say, the athletic department would have nothing to do with Victoria. None of the students would have nothing to do with Victoria.
Double
no
negative.
one would touch her. No one would talk to her.
You're a
She was
psychopath.
treated
Yeah, she
like
is
she had the
serious.
plague.
She's psychotic.
Which pleased me to no end.
So
It's
tell them what
out.
ultimately happened.
Well, after 2 weeks of humiliation, she transferred to another junior college and again became the head cheerleader. And she had her jollies for a while until I again sent the same humiliating letter to the athletic
You're a
department.
stalking
What,
bully.
which
what's wrong
point,
with you?
There was no more Victoria, and I have no one but Mr. Vickers to thank.
Oh, they go weird fast.
Well, stories like that
Did
certainly
that
make
imply
my
that
day.
she?
As
I
for
don't know,
returning
we got
to our
weird
next
fast.
We're not.
Like,
No,
yeah,
I'm talking. I'm talking.
Yeah, no, Vicky.
His occupation.
Let's not. Let's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do any of this. Entertainment purposes only.
I'm not very entertained.
No, this is.
Probably the simplest
Are
way
you
to
not
aggravate your mark
entertained?
No, I am not.
I am. Get off your phone. What
And
is
the
the fuck?
simplest thing
What
to
are your
do
buttons?
here
What
would be to unscrew
what's
the
the
valve
thing?
cap
Illegal.
and let the air
What's the
out.
thing?
Still illegal.
Now, the best thing to do would be all 4 tires. But if you don't have enough
You'll get
time,
shot.
make sure you do the
That's
front
how you get
tires.
shot.
That way it's hard to steer and your mark can't drive off that easily.
That's dangerous.
Now,
Don't do that.
And putting glass or nails under the tires. But believe me, but for the best results, let the air out yourself.
Now, one thing that every car needs is gas. And this car is no exception. Now, if the situation warrants it, and you need to damage the engine, the best way of doing that is adding some things to the fuel.
If he says
Like
sugar, it's wrong.
baking flour,
Right.
sugar,
That,
regular granulated
wrong.
sugar, or glue, epoxy. Now, this will certainly damage the engine, cost a lot of money, cost your mark a lot of time, and it will certainly drive your mark crazy. My clients are always asking me for an easy, efficient way of providing their marks with a massive
That's
headache.
hard.
Well,
It
that's
has to
just
be.
the thing. A locking gas cap. Now,
Now
you
that'd
can
be
buy
funny.
this gas cap.
It
at any
kind of
auto
would.
parts store.
That
This
would be
one.
funny.
This
Like,
one makes
so
you.
What you
someone
do here
that you would give
is
the key to.
remove the
Right,
unlocking
right.
gas cap and replace it with
The locking gas cap.
Like a harmless.
It's very
Screw it
harmless.
on here.
To some, like a friend.
Do it to a friend
Take
or a
the
loved
key.
one,
That's
but then
the
give
important
them the
thing
key
here. You have to take the key.
after it's
Then when
done.
your mark goes to fill up, he can't get his gas cap off. Provides a massive headache. Come with me.
Okay, here's one that dozens of clients have tried, and it really works.
Put in your shirt.
Take a can of black spray paint, spray the headlights. That way,
Don't
Mark
do
will
that.
not be able to drive at night until he has them replaced.
Don't do that.
Don't do
Now, did I
that.
mention what you can do with a license plate? You can
Don't
remove
touch
it
those.
and hide it.
No, you
Or
can't.
better yet, replace it with an out-of-state plate.
No.
Now, while we're down here,
That's
right
illegal.
in the back is the exhaust pipe. What you could do with that is take a potato or some other solid
That's
object,
on the
stuff
other
it
end of the car,
into
dude.
the exhaust pipe, and the engine won't start. Do that at night, and your mark will be late for work. Now, if you're fortunate to get under the hood, there are a lot of things we could do
Randomly
here.
pops.
That
Let's
was
start over
creepy.
here. This is where you put the windshield washer fluid. But instead of putting the fluid, what you put in is cooking oil. What happens then, when the mark
Dude,
starts his
trying to
windshield
kill
washers,
somebody.
oil goes
That-
all over the windshield, which attracts a lot of dirt and a lot of dust.
People would die in
The
these
next thing here
situations.
we'll deal with is cooling system. The idea is to put substances in there that expand with water. Baking flour, pancake batter,
No.
or even paper mache.
No.
Now you can also put sand in here. Sand does not expand with water, but it will certainly do the job. Now speaking of sand, this is where you put the engine oil. Put sand in there and you will certainly damage the engine. Now, last little tip here,
Yes, sir.
the distributor
Society.
coil. Take one of these coils off, put chewing gum up into the coil,
Any
put
that
it back on.
They'll
Now
never
that will
know
cause the
because-
car to
Right.
bulk, to possibly even stall. The great thing here, though, is when the mark takes the car to the gas station to his mechanic to try to get it fixed, it's almost impossible to find out what's wrong with it. Now, you do not have to be a mechanic to do all these things. You just have to be a little mad. Happy motoring.
Aren't you glad he's not your mechanic? Whew. Now, let's check back with investigator Quinn Vickers, who has a few more tantalizing ideas to tease your vengeful
Vickers,
mind.
no.
Here's a few miscellaneous ideas you might try out in your
Look at the
box.
Dr. Pepper
Sending a
can,
letter is
just
a beautiful
crumpled
trick,
up.
and it works so simply.
He's
All you need is
drunk.
a plain piece of paper, and you cut out the letters from magazine or newspapers, right? You gotta say, "Dear so-and-so," the mark's name, "I know what you're up to." Now, if he's like most people, he's got something he's doing that he shouldn't be doing, and he's going to feel guilty.
Really?
He's going to wonder who knows about it.
So stalking was
And even
legal
if
in
he
the
hasn't done
80s.
anything recently, you're gonna drive him
Stalking,
up
so
the
this
wall
is why they
wondering
allowed
why
this
anybody would
in
send
this
something
video.
like this to
If you
him.
do any of
Now,
this
if your
stuff
mark is a member of
nowadays,
the minority, you might turn him over to the immigration service.
Jesus!
This is going to cause him hours and hours of endless paperwork.
Oh my
trying to prove
God.
he's a citizen of this
Jesus!
country. Listen to what one of my clients did.
I've been having some problems with my next door neighbor. I loaned her some money and, she just refused to pay me back. So I was getting a little irritated and a friend of mine told me to call, Mr. Vickers. And I did. And
I'm
it was
gonna
very
ruin
nice.
her
And
life.
What he told me to do was call the Internal Revenue Service and tell them that she had a business on the side and was making money and, she hadn't been reporting her income. So what they did was when I called up, I told them that I was a concerned citizen, and what I found out a little later on was they called her in for an audit, and they decided to go back 5 years and try to find out what happened to this money. And from what I gathered, she's been making weekly trips down there, and I would imagine it's been a little bit of an inconvenience for her, but whatever. And I would think that she's probably there right now.
Always keep in mind that a newspaper is
Wow.
a great source
Damn.
for getting even. One of my clients placed an ad in the mark's name, advertising that he was going to have a big moving sale. Everything in the house going for 1/5 of its cost. And needless to say, he picked a time, a weekend, when he knew the mark would be home relaxing, right? The guy was inundated by bargain seekers, ruined his weekend, ruined his life. Another
Wow,
cute trick
this
is to
whole
place an
weekend.
ad
What a bad
saying
weekend.
that you are the sucker and you have $50,000 that you're open to any and all investment possibilities. And of course, you include the mark's phone number. Well, needless to say, the phone will be ringing off the hook with all the cuckoo birds out there who have the great investment possibility. You want to make your mark real paranoid? Listen to what another one of my clients did.
My former boss fired me for no damn reason whatsoever. So I put his name in the obituary.
I have a
column in the
feeling
newspaper.
there was a
Making
reason.
sure that he receives
I have a
it.
feeling there was a
I mailed
reason
it to
why he
him
got
with a note saying,
fired.
someone out there is watching you. Then I put an ad in one of those gay magazines and put his name and number, and that worked in several levels. First, it affected his marriage. Then every time that phone rang, I can just see how paranoid he really was. Just jumping out of his seat.
How would you see that?
Then just think of the
You were stalking him.
You
You
were
were.
having to change the phone number and contact all his friends.
He was in the
This guy
house.
really deserved it.
Did he?
I enjoyed
Did I
it.
mention I live with him?
You know, a newspaper is a great source for revenge.
Yours
Be
is
inventive. Check it out. You're going to come up with dozens of ideas of your own.
You know, Mr. Vickers is right. You don't have to be an expert to create some wonderful revenge techniques. We've been receiving dozens of letters from people just like you, detailing some delicious bits of revenge. A woman from Fort Worth, Texas writes in telling us how she got even with a former friend who owned a popular vending machine. She stuffed cotton way up into the change return slot. This had a twofold effect. One, it upset a former friend's customers because the machine wouldn't return their change. And two, when the woman returned a few days later and pulled out the cotton, she hit the jackpot.
Oh,
You
come,
stole the money!
come on!
Wow.
A man from Tempe, Arizona wrote in saying that his favorite prank is to phone
Let me
his
see that
Mark
there's
from
a
a
braid
payphone,
ponytail there.
preferably during the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
it's not
No,
When
it's
once
okay.
Mark
Just
answers
mullet.
the phone, the man simply leaves the payphone's receiver hanging off the hook, effectively tying up his Mark's phone line for hours until the phone company can reconnect his
Oh,
service.
that's not a problem
Keep those
anymore.
calls and letters coming in, folks. Question. Name the location where the average person feels most secure, most comfortable. Answer. Their home. Naturally. After all, a person's home is their
Just put a
castle,
bomb on the
right?
doorstep and
Yeah.
watch
The
it
only
blow
problem
up.
is that none of us have a moat to protect us. Meet private investigator Kyle Pappenfuss. He's about
Oh.
to take us on a
Mr.
tour of what
Pappencat.
one can do to a Mark's home.
Hello.
All right. First things first. The mailbox. Easy pickings.
No, don't touch it.
Don't
Everybody
touch the
has a mailbox.
mailbox, sir.
Everybody reaches for their
Is
mail.
that-
The blurred
Who
face
says
guy?
you can't put more than mail in there?
No,
Huh?
it's a different
How about
voice.
some pancake batter? Motor oil,
Kinda looks
jello,
like your face, though.
pudding.
Yeah, but it's a
Anything
different
go in there.
voice.
Just close your eyes and think of something nasty you wouldn't want in there.
Yeah.
Get the picture?
Get the picture?
You're not allowed to touch it.
You can do
Practically
this,
every
see?
homeowner takes pride in a really beautiful lawn. It's
Don't-
considered part of the
don't
pride
hurt
of
the
ownership
lawn.
of a
What
house.
do to you?
What
Of
the
course, to me,
grass
it's just a
do?
gigantic opportunity.
What the dog
You
doing?
see, a little weed killer in a bottle like this can work wonders on a lawn. See, it not only kills the weeds, it kills the grass. So you
And
can
the
spray
pets
this
and
over
the
and make
kids.
all
Yeah.
kinds of designs on somebody's lawn. As a matter
Well,
of fact,
And the water supply.
The Mark shouldn't have
And a couple
flipped
of
him
weeks
off
when
or
the
whatever it
size-
was that he
Whatever
did.
you did, what
That
did
was
this
you'll
man
have
do to
trouble
you?
with
that
the
was
neighbors
so
for the next
bad.
month.
And how did you get in their
We're
yard?
at the
Yeah,
front
who
door.
are you,
If
sir?
you're looking for a way to tick off your newfound friend, how about the doorknob, the keyhole, some nice epoxy glue right in there.
Everyone has
This is
Ring
gonna
cameras
cost you not
now.
only
Yeah.
decoration, but money too. And another nice thing about the front door, most front doors have a mail slot.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And you know where mail slots
1989.
go? The living room.
In
That's
California.
right.
Right.
Now you only do this if you really want to get back at your newfound friend here. Because a lot of times they put hoses right next to the front door. And you know what you can do with that hose? You can run it right into the mail
Every
slot
kid did
right
that.
there.
Yeah.
You turn it
It's
on,
one of
you
the reasons
split
why
the
they
seam,
stopped having those
Captain
damn
Happy
things.
comes home and he can paddle his way to the telephone. Now, while we're at the front door here, what better way to get to your Mark than by leaving a message on that very same door? Say he's got somebody working for him, like a gardener, a pool man, a bottled water guy. You can leave a message for them on there. Like for the pool guy, for instance.
Right.
Say, drain the pool and give it an acid bath. That's usually a couple of $100.
Nowadays, it'd be
But
leaving a
yeah,
note for the
garden,
Amazon
it's
guy that
expensive
says,
hedges.
"Feel free to
Pull
take
'em out.
package."
Yeah.
Pumpkins,
Don't
palm
do this.
trees.
Sorry.
Well, you get that bottle of water guy.
Entertainment
Leave a message from the
purposes
Mark.
only.
Stop making nice with my wife. I know what you're doing. I'm on to you. Hey, there's thousands of things you can do with messages. Be creative.
Pretty sure
Have
that's
fun
the
with
blurred
it.
face guy.
Now,
I think
if
so.
he has a
Maybe.
pool, and you can get access to it without anybody seeing you, Whew, what a gallon of cooking oil wouldn't do for that pool, especially the filtration system. Hey, and when the swimmers come out, they have this beautiful glowing slime all over them.
They look rotisserie.
Now, if your special someone happens to have an air conditioning unit like this, buy yourself a nice little jar of salmon eggs like this.
Do you
can
know
get it
how much
at
that
any
motherfucker
sporting
costs?
goods
'Cause
store.
I bought one last
Open
year.
it up.
Yeah.
At least $2,500.
Dump it in the main filter unit.
Keep
and
going
a
up,
couple of
Mr.
things.
Gino. Tired of that.
Looks like Captain
Brand
Happy's
new
problems go back a
install
few generations, huh?
Bye.
Well, if you get inside a house like
No,
this,
thank you.
here's a couple more things you can do that are fun. Firstly, the thermostat. This is a heat thermostat. You want to turn it all the way up on
Did we
high.
break
especially
into
on a
their
nice
house?
hot
We
day.
did.
We
We
did.
And then you
did.
take some glue
They're
out.
they're in the
Put it
corner
right in there.
cowering.
It stays
This
on.
man has a gun. We just gotta let him do whatever he wants. Why did he bring a camera crew? I don't know.
It's
The
one
kitchen
person with a
is
camera.
a
Okay.
limitless source of retribution.
Actually, it's a
One of the
tripod.
neat little
It-
things
it
I like to
is.
do is switch the labels on the canned goods. Peas, carrots, onions, with other kinds of canned goods. Things like
time for
menudo,
that?
corned beef hash, dog food.
And this is all if you
Imagine
can
the
get into their
surprise.
house.
Open up what you think is a can of salmon and there's nothing but dog food in there. Pretty good gross out, don't you think?
No.
I
When most
mean,
people
Now
open
I'm
the
pissed because I
refrigerator,
wasted dog
they
food.
expect
Right.
to find food inside. What if you got there ahead of your mark and, say, put some dirty laundry in there, huh? How about that? Look at this. Quite an impressive little fruit salad, huh? Oh, what do we got here? Oh, it probably belonged to the pool man, huh? Wait a minute, what do we got
You're
here?
a psychopath.
why?
A breeding room in there, don't you think? Well,
Why?
if that doesn't gross them out, you could probably think of 1,000 other things that will.
You're a
Only inside the
psychopath. Get out of
fridge.
their house.
Think about it.
Why
Big
would
picture,
you do this?
No.
Finally, here's what my father taught me. Now, if the house has a dishwasher, and these kind of cupcakes usually do, you just open it up, and you get all the good dishes, and you jam them inside.
And then you
And
put them in the
get a
shelf.
couple of dice, just
for
like
'em.
this.
Say thank you.
And you stuff it inside. You shut it. You let it mix around, and their whitish china is going to look like a Rorschach test. Well, that's
Maybe
it
they
for now,
want that.
kids.
Maybe they'll resell it.
Who knows? Maybe art.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Kyle. And now to wrap things up, let's pay one last visit to our experts as they tell us their favorite act of revenge.
Bedtime.
Not yet.
Yes.
Not yet.
No, it is.
My sister's husband one day just finally decides to leave. Takes off to the Bahamas with some of his chick.
I don't
Then he
know.
sends her a letter about 3 weeks later saying he wants a divorce, but he needs money.
Trying to look
He tells
out
her to sell
for
their
that.
1986 Porsche. She can keep half as long as she sends him the other half. So she puts an ad in the paper. Brand new 1986 Porsche for sale, $10. The phone rang off the hook. First guy that comes along, she sells it to him for $10. She keeps 5 and mails her husband the other $5. But the topper is she starts dating the guy that she sold the car to. Ends up marrying him. She gets a new husband and gets to keep the Porsche.
You know, my favorite act of revenge is really the oldest one in the books, but I love it because of the payoff. All you have to do is call your mark as many times as possible during the day or the evening. And every time you call, you ask for Peter or whatever name comes to mind. After 4 or 5 times, the mark is going to be a little irritated. After a dozen times,
His
he's
face
going to
is
be
too
pissed
long
off.
to be that guy.
After a couple of dozen times, he's going to be violent. Now, you stop calling him about 10 o'clock at night. You wait until about 2 or 3 in the morning, and then you call him up again and you say, "Hi there, this is Peter. You had any phone calls for me today?" I know that it's silly, but it's still my favorite gag.
Oh, shh, don't tell my wife. Look, let me tell you my favorite revenge story. Just happened. A friend of mine, a construction worker, just went through an ugly divorce. His wife and he argued constantly over who was going to get the convertible. Well, he lost. And of course, his ex-wife kept rubbing it into him. So I suggested that one night he'd get a cement truck, which we did. We went over to the house, and there was the car parked in the front with the top down. So what did he do?
No!
He poured the cement into the car.
You don't do
right
that.
Into the top. I guess you could say that their relationship was cemented. A little too late.
You know, this may not seem like anything extraordinary, but I like it because it works so smoothly. I like checking the Mark's mail. I take out the bills every day. I do this for a couple of months. Even
And then I
ones
pay the
that
bills.
especially the ones
And I say,
And I pay the
bills.
well, then there you go. Congratulations.
The funny part is the
You're
Mark
You're
won't even
welcome.
notice this is
Pay
happening
it
You do
forward.
that for me.
until
Pay it forward.
utility companies turn off his telephone, his gas, his
Look,
electric,
we get emails,
etc.
we get text
And
messages
you'll have a
now
lot
about
of
late
fun
payments.
listening
That's
to
right.
those bill
We're gonna
collectors
know.
talk
It wouldn't
about
work the
that
same way.
deadbeat's door.
Checkmate.
I had a buddy once who got evicted from a house he was renting. What buddy? It was me. Yeah, and I wanted to get back at this landlord. I wanted to get back bad. And he lived so far away, I thought I'd pull something off real sweet. So I decided to sell his house. That's right. It was really, really simple. All I did was call a real estate agent. Real estate agent comes down to the house. We sign the papers. I tell him, hey, sell it for half of what it's worth. I want to sell now. They make the deal. By that time, I'm out the door. I don't want to talk about what the final result was, but I wonder what happened to that down payment.
So there you have it. I truly hope that you have enjoyed this edition of How to Get Revenge.
I haven't.
It has been our pleasure to
No.
inform you of the options you
No.
have, if and when you should find them necessary.
Never.
It is also our
Never.
hope that you
It's
will never
illegal.
actually have to use any of these methods.
Don't use any of the methods.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yeah, is this Linda Blair?
Yes?
Hey, Linda, my name is Rick. Listen, I was driving down the street past your house a few minutes ago, and I saw some smoke coming from your house.
Oh my gosh! Oh well, thank you for calling. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I
she's
have
a
to go.
terrible
I hope you had
actress.
fun.
She's not
Bye.
all. Miranda, there you go, and that's how to get revenge.
Oh, it's so bad.
And that's how Alexa lights on. Alexa, lights
lights
on. And that's how to get revenge, everybody. You said Linda Blair is a bad actress. Well, that's because she's only known for playing a girl that spit up pea soup. Get it? Because it's the Exorcist. Okay, well, this is the aftermath of How to Get Revenge. Best movie we've ever watched on the show.
No.
Probably.
No.
How
Not
is
even close.
How is it that I strike out every time we watch something in this show? I strike out. I want to know. I want answers. How?
Cause you big shit.
Yes.
movies.
Well, I mean, this was. Oh, geez. Okay.
Stop turning on and off my fan.
I'm not trying to. There we go.
For some reason, our Roku remote controls my.
It
fan.
wasn't the Roku remote. It was the volume remote. Watch. Yeah.
Ah!
It's the same frequency.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait till it comes back to you, and then I'm gonna turn it back down. This is
Which
insane.
BT dubs. I think we have a ghost because it turned itself off the other day. I didn't turn it off.
Somebody else's frequency hit it.
Oh, that could be
Think
a
about
thing.
that.
That could be a
It
thing.
could be a car.
Horn, like a beeper.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Son of a.
I had a TV remote.
Ah!
I had a TV remote that controlled one of Evan's toys.
Go!
Yeah.
I
And
love that.
I used to be able to control TVs at bars with my phone
What?
because back early age of cell phones, some of them had the same frequency as the
funny.
TVs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I just sit there and change it.
Boop, boop. Why does this TV keep flipping? Boop, 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 boop.
Hey, we watched Invasion USA. That was a good movie.
I don't remember that one.
That was the Chuck Norris.
That was the
one.
Chuck Norris. We watched it at Christmas. Did you really block it out of your mind?
I block every movie.
That was a great
seen
film.
it.
You loved that movie. You've seen it before. You've told us that.
Yeah.
That you'd seen it before.
Yeah.
Invasion USA.
Yeah, and I didn't remember I'd seen it before until I started watching it again.
So,
Blocked it once
so-
before.
so-
She blocked it.
so now you admit that you remember watching it.
No.
The hell, man.
Yeah, none of the movies you pick are awesome.
Invasion USA was great, and you know it.
The only one I enjoyed watching was the Halloween one.
I don't remember that one.
Rock and Roll
Rock
Nightmare.
and Roll Nightmare. Basically had scary monsters. They were Muppets.
Was that the singing one?
Where the rock group got picked off one by demons.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about the other one.
And then spoiler.
He was wearing a.
At the end, you
Speedo.
you find out that the you find out that the lead singer was actually
John Micklethorpe.
John Micklethorpe. He was a guardian angel, and he was there to beat up the devil.
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub.
The greatest and I think everyone can agree. The greatest movie we ever watched was Get Even.
No.
Get Even was the best
I just
film.
remember the song.
Yeah. Should be in a slide.
I just remember there was a lot of titties that we had to keep.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And it's bad because that's what in our old apartment where we could. Now I can't reach. Now I can't reach the thing. If I have to kick it, I can't kick it anymore.
None of us can.
No.
Just
just tackle it to the ground at this point. No, but yeah, How to Get Revenge. That was fun. You're former law enforcement, Miranda, so you can't. That's why you didn't like it.
I didn't like it because it wasn't funny.
I didn't like it because it wasn't funny. Oh, fine. Well, that's going to do it for us. So this edition of the Smokin Hot Toddcast Live. Thanks for joining us. Next week, we go back to the regular podcast next week, and very important, next week is our 8th anniversary and season finale of the Smokin Hot Toddcast. So make sure you check that out. SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Quad Pod, wherever better podcasts can be found. So don't miss out on the Smokin Hot Toddcast 8th anniversary special in our season finale next week, which will be June 1st. That'll be June 1st. So look out for it then. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more live episodes throughout the summer. We'll watch more bad stuff or play games, and don't worry about that. So just keep a lookout here on the Superfuzz page. We'll also have more Played Out Live, so check that out. But that's going to do it for us tonight. They're playing the game Tapple right now.
C for crust.
I already said C.
Oh shit.
Tell everybody good night over there.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Miss Pingrino, Miranda, I'm Hot Toddy, and we will see you soon on the Smokin Hot Toddcast.
B for bacon.